Hi folks, welcome back again. So we're at the stage now with the body that we've given it a clean up with the WD-40 and the wire wool and the toothbrush. Now this is a first for me because I'm just going to strip this japanning off. There's not a lot of it left, to be honest, so it's not really worth getting involved in trying to save that. So I've just got some paint stripper here and a paintbrush. And I think it is literally just a matter of brushing it on. I think you're supposed to be quite liberal with it. You've got to, you've got to get quite a bit on here. Now again, this is a first for me, so we're doing this together. So it could be completely wrong, or could be completely right, or somewhere in between. So again, plenty on there. And I believe, looking at the instructions, which obviously you have to read, you leave this for an hour. So it's going to obviously be a case of me get all this dropped on here quite thick, and then it'll be time to go for a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then we'll see what we've got when we come back. So there we go. Plenty on there, all over, all the surfaces that we want to strip off, hopefully. So we'll see how that turns out. So here we are, folks. I've had my cup of tea and my biscuits, and we're back to this base that we gave a good coat of paint stripper to. I think now it's time to see what stage we're at. And again, this is real time. I haven't bought a ready restored plane in. Now, I think it's safe to say, looking at that it ain't touched it. It's fetched it off slightly. It may have loosened it a bit. I think that's really just the stuff that was already loose though. It's not really touched it, so I think no, it hasn't really. That's a bit disappointing, but there you go, we live and learn. I have heard that this black japanning is quite tough to fetch off, so my next thought is just grabbing a bit of blue paper. My next thought is it going to just knock off with a blade? And I think by the looks of it, that's going to be the best option. You can see there, just from a bit of scraping, that's what it was, and we're back to that. So I'm wondering whether the paint stripper has actually gone underneath and started to work it loose. There we go. So I think that's going to probably be the best option. So again, what I'll do is I'll work on this. I'll give this a good scrape now, and then we'll see about prepping it ready for a bit of black paint. Okay? Okay folks, back again. So after probably an hour's work, we're at that sort of stage now where I've got most of the japanning stripped off. Now I must say, it's certainly not a 2-minute job. It really takes a bit of elbow grease, plenty of wire wool, a couple of coats of paint stripper, which doesn't really touch it if I'm honest. So if you are going to attempt this yourself, I would you could even probably do away with the paint stripper and just a bit of elbow grease and I just use this little slotted screwdriver just to get in everywhere. Sandpaper on the insides of the cheeks, and then wire wool, toothbrush in there, WD-40. It's not cleaned up too bad really. That's ready for a bit of black paint. Again, this is going to be my first time, so I'm going to get everything prepped, and then we'll put a bit of black paint on it. Okay, backing them out. Right, back again. So I'm going to go ahead now. Small brush, a bit of black metal paint, and we're going to get this on. Now obviously the original finish is a Japanning, which is made up of all sorts of chemicals. I'm not actually 100% sure, to be honest. Now by the looks of this, it's going to take a few coats. Now, sorry, as I was saying, the Japanning, when you look, it's actually quite thick, and it's very stippled. It's got a really, you know, it's supposed to be an everyday worker tool, so I don't think it was put on with any great care. So I think it is just a matter of, you know, trying to get this on. Just make sure we cover all the surfaces, but it's definitely going to take a few coats. So we'll get this on as well as we can. Now, to create the stipple finish that a lot of the old planes have got, I think it'll be a case of once we've got the base coat on, we can just then go over it and probably dab it. But again, this is a first for me, so you are seeing it as I'm doing it for the first time, so it may look like a pig's ear when we've done, but it can always be stripped and redone. But I just want to get a first coat on everything. Now this actually looks blue, but I am sure that it dries black. So tops of these cheeks I'm not too bothered about, because that will clean off. So I think for a first coat, we've got a good coverage on there, and then we'll see how that dries and we'll come back to it. Okay, so just to finish this segment off while we're waiting for the paint to dry on the body, I'm probably going to take 2 or 3 coats, so that'll be in the next video once it's all fully finished and hopefully assembled. Obviously we've got the work to do on the broken tote and the knob, so I shall sort that out. But this is the sort of stage that I've got all the little components to now, all cleaned up. There's the adjustment wheel, just a bit of sheen to it, you know, we don't want them looking brand new. As I said earlier, the bracket, that's all sorted out, all the little screws, and then we've got the long bars there, even the washers. Just get them all so that you know, they look presentable, so we know they're going to last and we know they're going to function right. So I think at this stage, as I say, it's all been broken down as we've seen. We've started to restore it. We're just waiting on the body to dry. I think that'll do for now. We'll wrap it up. So thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.